Okay, I'm got the microphone turned on here. Didn't say anything, but I hope the audio is coming through. Can you guys hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up and say yes, you can hear me, or something like that. Anyway, hoping you do. I'll wait for a few thumbs there and want to say welcome everyone. This is day 17 of the Icelandic volcano eruption. Audio is good, according to Donald, or Don Arnold. Okay, there we go. Philomena, welcome. And yes, you can hear me as well. Okay, so I'm assuming the audio is good. And, okay, Bree can as well. Thank you, Bree. First, I'm going to say, hey, a lot of stuff went on today with the volcano. This morning, there was some unexpected fissures appeared out to the west of the volcano. In addition to that, there was a small lava dam that had burst and allowed some lava to flow fairly nicely. Matter of fact, if you were watching yesterday's video that I had on when I was on, during yesterday's I had mentioned that those people were too close to the lava down in the valley, just in front of the camera on camera 2's view. And you'll see what I'm referring to in the video when I play it. Anyway, right now, just to give you heads up on what we're actually looking at, I've got the split screen, and on the left side we can see Bob Jr. on the left and Big Bob on the right, and they're still perking along pretty good. They don't quite look as nasty as they were before, but they're doing a good job, still moving along. And if you're looking at the right side of the screen, that is the new output from the fissure that has developed along the backside. Now, I'm not 100% sure if they actually moved the camera today, like physically picked up the camera and moved it. Because they have not pointed back at the other cones, so back at Bob, if you will. So anyway, I did want to try to bring up the video here. I'll see what I can do. In the meantime, we'll just go to this one for a second, and you can see there is actually a fair amount of activity in the back there, and it does look like they have moved the camera, because I don't recall such a deep gully down on the bottom here in front of it, but there's a lot of flow out of that, so we'll have a look, and possibly it could be a couple of fissures there. Anyway, we'll look at the other one. I'll get that one ready now here, so give me a few seconds, and if I find the right place to put it. Okay. All right. Okay, we're going to do it in here. All right, I'm going to try to get the other video up, and it should be, ooh, you need to be in the right files, and okay, I guess we'll look at the fissure first, and because it was quite the thing that kind of threw me for a loop. So I'll oh, hang on, did I not do that right? I think I did something wrong there. Oh, darn. Okay. Still working on it. Carry on. Keep going. Hi, Bob or Hobby. Who else came in? Arthur Watson. Hello. Good evening. Miss Pac-Man. Good evening. LL Peter. Good evening. Philomena, I already said. Did I miss anyone else? Okay, so far in the chat. Anyway, I gotta keep focused here on trying to get the other video up and running. So we'll remove that one and get into the right one here. Okay, so I'm getting the video ready from this morning, and we'll push that one live so you can see it. And this particular shot, so this is to the west side of the existing crater right at the end of the valley. So that's what we're looking at, and you can see in the distance there is quite a bit of lava flow, or especially over on the right on the left side there. It's spewing out there fairly well, and we'll let that one play while I get the next one ready. So I do have some more images, so hopefully you'll be able to see that one okay. And they did zoom in on it a little bit, so you'll see it a little better. I really do like the fact that they did zoom in on it, and you can see it off in the distance there. So there's almost nothing there at that point in time. So what ends up happening, I checked back a little while later to see. Ooh, where are we here? There we are. Okay. So once that one is done playing, I'm going to show you the other one here. And as soon as I get it all fixed up. Okay, so that one stopped, and I'll push the next one up. So that first one was from around 12 noon. And the second one, unfortunately, I did not record the time on there, but I believe it was around 5 p.m., if I was correct in my timing. Anyway, as you can see, it has developed a whole bunch of little cones. And it looks like it's got one fairly big one happening right in the middle. And it is interesting because now we've basically seen it from just little sparkles out of the ground, or smoke at first, actually, for me, and then sparkles out of the ground, and now we've already got cones developed. So this is pretty darn awesome. Anyway, I'll go through that again in a little while. In the meantime, we'll put you back on one of the live streams, and I will get my next set of goodies working here. And that was the dam break. So if you were here yesterday, you're probably aware of what I was referring to when I have mentioned that those people were too close when we were looking at camera 2. And this is what was a concern for me, and just looked at it this morning, and I thought, oh boy, the dam did break this morning, and want to show that to you guys as well. I have a couple of those files. Let's see if I got the right one here. No, wrong one. Okay. There's two of them, so we'll do one at a time, of course. Can't pull two up at the same time. Well, I can, but it's a little harder to work with. Okay, so here comes our next little thing. Now, this was from the camera 2 view, or the daily camera, if you want to call it that. And we'll push it live here. And everything looked pretty normal when it started. Oh, why is that not playing? Play. There. Okay, there we go. Got it playing. Anyway, so the clip is about a minute long, and you can see the spillage that came over. So a portion of the lava literally pushed right through the dam, and got it all warmed up and pushed through. So that one was pretty cool looking, but it's not the bigger one. You'll see the second one in a little while here when I go play the next video. Yeah, anyway, okay, well, while I've got the next one loaded, just looking at where the lava is coming out in the front, just about in the center. Okay, and that was it for that one. So I'm going to do the next one, and this was, I don't know, a while later already, I guess. There it is. You can see it a few minutes actually, and you see it going through, and then there's a larger break that really poured out all at once, and it looked pretty cool, and I did manage to get that video. It's pretty awesome. I like it. I think it's awesome. So I hope you guys are enjoying what you're seeing. This is really fascinating for me. Who else has come in here? Kim, welcome. And I guess there's a lot of other people just watching. This is actually really cool to see that lava dam break like that and allow the flow just to start oozing out. And that's right down where those people were yesterday. That lava would be heading pretty much for them right about now. So it's pretty interesting. Hi, Kim. Yes, I did say hi, didn't I? Yeah. Hey, guys, I noticed there's 55 guys watching and only 10 likes. How about a few of you nail that thumbs up for me, please? And get that looking a little bit more balanced, please. Anyway, looking at that lava flow, that is just tremendous. You know, you see it flowing down. It's just like, wow. Yes, that's That's down in the back area. Actually, that's something I was going to kind of show you, where that fissure actually is. And I did load the map up, or that aerial shot from yesterday that I was showing. And again, I don't know who actually took that aerial shot, but I give them all the credit that they deserve for it. It was fairly decent. As soon as this segment is done here on the dam spill, then I'll pop over to the map and kind of indicate where that fissure is actually located on that aerial shot, and that'll give you a little bit better idea. Yes, actually it is kind of hard to see, but once I get the aerial shot up, you'll get a hold of it really quickly. Well, in the dark, it's really hard to tell. So, anyway, is that one just about done? Let's see. Oh. Anyway, we do see a lot of flow still coming out of that. Some real big chunks of hardened lava. So it's just the pouring out there. And you know, if you remember those people that were up front there yesterday, they would be in perils right now because it would have gotten very hot for them. And I don't know. I don't want to say, hey, go roast your hot dogs down there, guys. Yes, Eric, we are completely aware of it. We know it's not Bob. And thank you for reiterating that. It's very important that we know that. But majority of society is calling it Bob, and that is what I will do for now as well. Because it is a lot easier than trying to pronounce the proper name, and yes, the volcano does have a proper Icelandic name. And there's the hot dogs. Okay, so that was earlier. All right, I'm going to push the map onto the screen and see if I can get my whiteboard working. And I think I need to be in single mode here. Okay, whiteboard. All right. I don't know if yellow is such a good color. Maybe I'll try red or something like that. Okay, because it's over in the white area. All right. So if we're looking at the cone, and if you go straight up from the cone, I will draw a line where the fissure is moving from. And that's right in the little crevasse or fold that is there. And this is what it's looking like. So it's over here on that far side. Yes, Eric, I wish that I could have you here and actually pronounce it for me properly. I do see the spelling Gelding Darla. Okay, I'm sorry. I can't make those sounds. I need to do a whole bunch more practice. Anyway, getting back to where the location of the fissure is. It is out there. Just if you're looking at this picture, the area with the circle around it. The camera angle that we were looking at is from the hill here, so we're seeing it from that angle, and that's why you're seeing down here in the basin the accumulation, and it's kind of moving around the curves here. So if we go back to the actual flow, you can actually see that right where I drew that little pond and then around the curves. So and we have two actual points out there because that curves around, that fissure curves around. So, you know, if we go back to that map, if I clicked on it, yeah. So you can see how that fissure curves around. So what we're seeing is possibly trying to make X's here, one here and one over here, as far as the two cones. Now, I'm not sure which ones they zoomed in on in the earlier shots. I thought they were the further northwest, or yeah, we call it northwest, or further up the fissure there. That's where I thought the bigger ones were, but I'm not sure yet. And that lava is actually flowing probably just behind the other camera, in a gully just behind it. So we'll get back to the actual volcano and let you guys have a look. If we can push it, there we go. So it is pretty awesome looking to see that. It's a lot of red glare really lighting up. And welcome, Renal Ryan, and who else is that came in? Wilson, or no, sorry, Watson, Arthur Watson. Welcome. I think I already said that though. But the flow here looks pretty darn good, and you know, just going back to the dual cam shot, when we look at 55 more people came in. Oh, okay. Welcome everyone. And M.F. Welcome. Looking at the dual shot though, it kind of gives you the idea. You can see the original cones are still producing a fair amount of output. They really have not changed very much at all. And these extra fissures, of course, opening up, and them being a little bit further away, I think it may be you know, a separate vent or tube going up. It's found itself a little fissure that it could have got up. Perhaps that crack that we seen in the original drawing there, or not drawing, but the photograph, where I indicated where it is, that those areas, because those it was sloughed off or slumped on the one side, so there was already a pre-existing crack of some sort there. Possibly from something, you know, further down collapsing a little bit, but nevertheless it left enough of a crack, and obviously the lava found its way to it and went all the way along that particular fissure, which is really, really cool, you know. And the fact that it actually created several cones that we've seen is pretty awesome, and I can probably run that video again. Yeah, okay, well, maybe not this guy. Hang on, we'll just put it down back here for a second while I split my screen again and see if I can find that other video just to bring it back for you. I do have it on one of the screens here. I'm hunting my files down, guys. I'll be right there. Okay, I gotta fix that. There we go. All right. So in this was video footage from earlier. This was about 12:39 or p.m. already. So this is the one from just after lunch. Earlier, a couple hours earlier, it was actually smoking. That's 12:39 Icelandic time that I was referring to. So the actual fissure was smoking all the way along, and then it broke out down on the far end of it, and that was what I had indicated on the drawing there, the direction of the fissure. So in this shot, you can actually see on the left side, and they will zoom in, but going on the left side, you'll actually see that, and it's pretty awesome. So, okay, hearing some noise in the background. I got to read what's going on here. Okay, what's going on? Anyway, we'll pay attention to what we're doing here. That fissure, of course, it's grown by a whole bunch, and in the other video that I had earlier here, it's done some cones up already, so they may name them some other names. I don't know yet, because that's not my call. And I'm sure that they will be able to come up with the appropriate names for them. Okay, just getting the next clip ready here, guys. Sorry. And we'll push it live right now. And this shows the difference. This is a bunch of hours later, and you can actually see where the new cones are actually building up. So that is the area. I guess it would be to the west of the actual volcano, and to me, it almost looks like it has on the left side of it a fairly large opening. If we're looking almost center screen, just to the left of center screen on that one. And then on the right side, there's several. So hard to say what it's going to do. I would guess that it's going to turn into a single cone of fair size. So hopefully that'll all turn out and work out. So anyway, been yakking here for about a half an hour. I'm going to take a voice break for a few minutes. Thank you to everyone for joining. Please do hit the like button and subscribe if you feel that you'd like to see more of this. And I will be back in a few minutes. Thank you. Okay, everyone, I've turned the microphone back on, and we'll go flip it back to the other view here so we can see our new Fisher's output. And I'm not quite sure how that flow is working yet, how it's coming along. If the one on the far top left, if it is actually feeding into the one on the right via the Fisher, we don't know yet. Or if they both have their own sources, and that one on the top left, it's creating its own pond or pool of lava up there, whereas the guy on the right hand side is definitely found a low gully here where it's going to fill up that area. So anyway, I did want to show you where the Fisher started this morning, and yes, this is live, definitely live, but we are going to switch to some scenes from earlier, and as well as give you a look at where this Fisher is actually coming from, and hopefully that will help you out a little bit in understanding what's actually going on. So as soon as I can find my picture here, let's see, which one was it? Okay, I will actually show the video first while I am looking for that picture. Okay, and pushing that video live. This is the one from around 17:30 in the afternoon, 5:30, 6 o'clock thereabouts, Icelandic time, and this is what it's already built up out there, and it looks pretty cool as far as I'm concerned. Really cool. And okay, I do have the map ready to go here, so I'm going to push that one live so we can see where the actual Fisher is in relationship to what you're seeing on the screen. So there it comes, slowly, but it is coming. All right, there we go. So when you're looking at it, of course, you see the original cone right in the middle, or just about in the middle, and smoke emanating from it. And if you look up from the cone, I am going to draw a line along the Fisher so you see which one it is. And it is, oh, hang on, we need to go back into the other mode. Drawing line shortly. Okay, let's try this again here. Okay, so the Fisher is something like this. Now, I'm not sure what's going on the far side of the hill, but this is what it looks like to me, that this Fisher that has opened up, and that was this morning. It was smoking this morning. When I think I looked around time-wise around 7, 8 o'clock or something, there was some smoke coming from it then this morning. I don't know how long it was smoking prior to that. And by 11 o'clock when I checked again, there was actually lava starting to spurt out of the Fisher, and that was kind of in this main area here that I kind of drew a poor circle around. Anyway, that's the area that it's in, and you know, so We'll see if we can kind of sort of put a box around the hot box. So somewhere in there, the top portion here is what's going now, and that's the where the fissure is. So it's surprising though that it's doing that, and I can see potentially that if I clear this off here, that our flow is going to be back into the valley, because right now the areas down in front and along the ridge here are a lot lower than this other area that's up top here. These are some higher hills, so that's going to force the lava back into the already open basin, if you will. Although I do see some other interesting features, and I wish I had a better aerial shot to show you, but there's also this kind of a hook here and some lower land in the back, and I'm thinking that may end up getting a little bit of lava from the one that's further over on the far side rather than this one here that's closer to the front. Anyway, I'll put you back to the proper screen here so you can see the river of lava, and I hope that's a fairly decent explanation. If there's any questions, I'm going to look at the screen now for questions in the chat. I don't typically look at the chat while I'm working on the stuff on the screen. So, okay, that's good stuff. Everybody's happy. The explanation makes sense, kind of, sort of. Anyway, I didn't want to run too long today as far as the stream is concerned, and we are just coming up on that 1 hour mark. I'm going to let it slide a little bit longer here because this is actually very interesting stuff. This new fissure being opened up like that and starting to create some new cones. I think that's just really cool, really. Not what I was expecting at all. I thought we were going to continue on with the status quo of what was going on as far as the flow was concerned, and not end up with a bunch of new volcanoes popping up. So I'm not sure what if somebody's going to name them. Certainly not me. But anyway, we'll find out what they do. But here's the little volcanoes growing out of what there was nothing there this morning other than smoke. So it's really, really interesting to see them from, they just pop up and all of a sudden you start getting a real pile of lava building up a cone, and I'm wondering how many days it's going to take for this one to start growing. But looks pretty awesome to me. I really do not know, Jane. I really do not know. It being a brand new fissure, I haven't heard. I had to work all day long, so I did not hear what went on as far as any of the news. I haven't had time to read anything at all or go through any of the other source videos and stuff. But it could, this could potentially last a long time. And as I mentioned earlier, we're looking at a split screen here. On the left side, we're looking at the original cones, and the right side, of course, are the two new eruptions really that are showing up, and the fissure that's all the way in between. Well, we can't see the fissure, but we can see the lava stream coming from the right side cone that's developing there. I'm curious to what it's going to look like by morning, so we'll try to grab a little bit of that and go from there for tomorrow morning, for tomorrow night's stream, and give you a little bit more info. So hopefully everything will work out. But yeah, to me this is just fantastic. I'm just flabbergasted by the amount of volcanic activity we have all of a sudden. This is actually really, really good. So popping back through some of them, looking at that lava, that basin on the right side there. I'll bring that full screen. It's going to end up filling up fairly quickly. That's not a very large pit. So if we do get a little bit more progressive flow rate coming out of that one on the right side, and it does look like it's flaring up some, that may take only a couple of days to fill up. And if that's the case, then, as I was saying, it's going to start pouring into back into the other basin where the original volcano is. And of course, everything needs to come to a level or equilibrium. So it's going to try to level itself out, look for the low spots wherever it can to flow into, because of gravity, of course. So it's interesting how this is all panning out. And I really, really do like being able to see it. So I'm going to take another short voice break here, and we'll quit or keep flipping through these things here, and let you have a look at all of them. I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, guys and girls, I'm back for a little while, and we're going to push live the original Fisher issues, and I need to turn off an audio in another place, otherwise we're going to get some feedback. Okay, there we go. I've got it playing. This is the view of what we seen this morning, and actually this is, sorry, the Icelandic time, this was about 12:30, I believe, if I can see that clock correctly. Yeah. And but I did have a look at it before, prior to that, at about 10:30 or so. There was probably half the amount of smoke, and earlier than that, what I seen from when they panned over was that there was just a few spots of a little bit of smoke coming out, and I guess somebody thought it was of interest. Anyway, you can see as it's panning along some of the hot spots, and that's actually where some of the cones have developed. And of course you see the downward slope behind it, so you know some of that lava is going to end up going the opposite direction towards that hill in the background. And of course you also seen in the earlier video here that it's actually flowing in two different directions. It's flowing back towards the original valley, as well as back to that backside where it's fairly deep. Anyway, I was going to show you the second video, so that one is just so I have the right one here. Should be this one, and we'll push that one live. There we go. Here comes the second one, and it's a little tighter shot, but it shows you the cones that actually have developed. So this is in a matter of about 5 hours that it's gone from basically nothing to two small cones, one that looks like it's a fairly large opening, and the second cone being a little bit taller but skinnier looking on the right hand side. Now they're, you know, panning further right with our eyes, we see a little bit more activity there as well, and I'm not sure exactly what has happened. Perhaps further to the right is where our source is for our lava flow, because we definitely have two distinctive cones built up, as we can see in our other shots here. Actually picked the wrong one here, should have been this one. And we are getting some smoke blowing towards the camera, and that's what's causing the fuzziness. But up at the top end of that particular picture, if I push it live, there you go. You can see both on the left and the right side, at the very near to the top, the light spots, and that's where the fissure is actually pouring out the lava. So I don't know if we want to call it a fissure anymore. It's almost like another volcano, if you will. So that's kind of where it's at. And if I can, I will show you the map real quick again, so you get the idea of where it was. And we'll push that live. Okay, and I have to change my mode here. And of course, when you're looking at this picture was from the 31st of March, by the way, so it is a little bit older, but it's the only aerial shot that I know of that looks like this. But our concern, the area that we want to be looking in, is up in the top here, and I'm going to put a big red circle around it. You can see a fissure inside here, and it looks like it's something like that. Anyway, it does have a few curves in it and things like that. That's what it gives the contour thing. Looking at where the eruptions are, it looks like if we follow suit with it, that actually looks like there's one somewhere right around here and one somewhere around here. The one down on the bottom here, that's producing the flow, and that flow is going down in here somewhere into the little coulee. So somewhat exaggerated, but that's probably fairly accurate anyway as to where the lava has gone. Pardon me. Now with this extra lava pouring in, that's certainly going to help fill up the top corner. And again, I'll clear this off. And the lower areas, of course, right now, well, in the top here along the edges were fairly low areas, and this is probably what it's going to fill up. That's the edges just right beside the hills. So as you can see on the front side, you see a similar pattern here where it's already pushed up and built that certain level. So what's going to end up happening, it's going to try to build itself a flat surface or an equilibrium, so everything is fairly stable and level. Gravity pulling down on the lava, basically trying to make a level surface. Although that only works if the lava is nice and fluidic yet. If it starts clumping up and stuff, you know, things go out of control real quick. But anyway, gives you a little bit more of an idea. So that, like I say, that fissure up on the north, or sorry, the west side here, yeah, that's actually kind of west, that direction somewhere, I think. So that gives you the idea anyhow, and I'm going to get back to our videos at hand, or live stream at hand. This is the ruv.is cam view right now, and they actually have it tuned in pretty good, even though they are sitting in the smoke. So it looks pretty darn good. Anyway, going to stop talking again for a couple of minutes, and then we'll work on perhaps wrapping the stream up, because I did only want to run for a short time today, as it is a work night for me, and I do have to do a few things yet. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. If you haven't done so yet, please do hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. And if you want some more of this content, this type of stuff, I plan to be streaming for a little longer, as far as you know, maybe going up to day 30 with the volcano. We'll see what happens with the source materials. And I see the likes are going up. Thank you very much, guys. I really do appreciate that. It does help the ratings out a whole bunch. Okay, going to give the voice a break for a little bit. Enjoy the glowy scene, almost spooky. I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, I turned the microphone back on, and yes, indeed, this is live. The volcano that we are viewing, it is, I guess, just after midnight, or 28 minutes after midnight in Iceland, and this is what we're looking at. That's what the world is seeing. And it is actually very interesting and a brilliant display of color right now. It does look awesome. And we can see the one on the top left is getting a little larger, as well as the one on the top right. Seems to be flowing a little bit more again. I'm wondering if the flow rate's going to increase on those. It'll be interesting to see what happens within the next few days with those fissures. If that's actually going to take off enough pressure off of the original volcano, which still seems to be perking pretty good. So I don't know if here's the split screen shot, and yes, both shots are live. You can see the original volcano on the left, on the Cam 2 view, if you will. That's what everyone's referring to it as. It's the daily cam. And of course, on the right side is the new fissure from the ruv.is cam. And they didn't move the camera, I don't think, but they definitely did turn it. And it is worthwhile looking down that path. So again, like I say, I don't think they did, but it's possible that they did turn the actual camera, because it's definitely looks different than what it did earlier in the earlier shots today. So definitely interesting. And no, it's not a freezer. It's a hot box. Everything will melt in there. Yes, that's right, Diane. The Bob and Bob Jr., if you will. That's correct. And on the right side are the new fissures. The new fissure is actually up on the top of the hill there, and this flow coming down is a gully that's just beside the original valley, but it has kind of a berm in between this one and the next one. I think there's actually an outflow kind of in the central area. Once this fills up, it'll start pouring out into the original crater, original valley, I should say, to be more correct. So once it does that, then everything's going to try to balance out. The one that's up on the top left-hand side, it's far enough over that the lava from that one will probably start to fill up the area that's behind it, that's somewhat lower. And again, not having seen any specs or calculations and knowing what the flow rate is of the new fissure, it's very difficult to even guesstimate what may happen or how long things will take. But this does certainly put a twist onto timelines as far as filling up that particular valley, if you will. And as I mentioned in yesterday's stream, the valley to the north, east and north, has a much larger capacity than what this one does. And I think we're going to reach capacity with this particular valley that we're in here, probably within 10 days, and then we'll start seeing it spill out. And in all likelihood go into the valley that's got the very large 44 million cubic meter capacity. And if fills that up, it's going to take a couple of months. Then the flow will divert south again and start filling up. There's another valley there, which is about 4 million cubic meters in size. So that'll fill up fairly quickly. And then from there on, it's going to push out to the water, right? It's going to go south. So that's what we're looking for. But you never know with these volcanoes. This may open up too much and take whatever pressure away that there might have been, and the flow could stop just about instantly. Or this is a new set of tubes coming up somewhere, or a tube coming up and causing it to put pressure into a fissure. And of course it's found one, and it's starting to dump out lava all over the place. So that's kind of the gist of what's going on. Anyway, I hope it's all good. If you guys have any questions, by all means, do throw them into the stream. I am going to look at those now. From what I have seen, Zilkel, I have not heard of any major earthquakes since this eruption has started. A matter of fact, it got quiet. It was almost, I think, 10 days before that there wasn't even anything showing on any of the earthquake maps, really. Not even small ones that we were seeing, nothing 1 or 2 on the scale. Not even a really small one, like something at 0.5 magnitude or something. So that's one of the things that was kind of freaky. And even with the eruptions going on here, it's been fairly placid. They have had no seismic activity as per se, nothing serious. I'm sure there's probably some movement, but nothing is showing up on the seismic meters, basically. USGS certainly hasn't reported anything, and I have looked at some of the ones from Iceland, and I did not see anything else for those. So, from them either. So it's kind of makes a guy wonder, where it's all happening. Oh, hi Penny, and 4.0 in California. Okay. Well, a 4.0 is better than having an 8.0, and a 4.0. Actually, when you have a bunch of the smaller earthquakes, it's a good thing because that's taking the pressure off and not locking those plates together. When you don't have any earthquakes in a seismic area is when you have to worry, because that means the plates are locked together and the pressure is building. So it has a tendency then, once it builds up too much, it snaps and lets go, and that's where you get your violent earthquakes from. So what we have really, 4.0 is getting a little bit on the shaky side, but be thankful it's a 4.0, because, if you didn't have that 4.0 and it kept on building and building, and then it would start doing that, pressuring up. And then when it lets go, that's when you're going to have trouble. So it's Okay, somebody is telling me that it's buffering. Okay, it's not buffering here. Still seems to be moving along. I hope hope everything is good. This must be very close to. Yes, actually, it is, Tony. It's right on top of the two ridges. How do I best explain that? I'm looking for the right terminology real quick. It's basically the European plate and the North American plate rubbing together. So let me see if I can zoom in on that and get an actual name on what they're calling it. But it's basically the North American and the Euro plate and the North American plate. And right down where that's happening, that's right where the plate boundaries are. So more or less, yeah, right there. It's creating new Earth, and that's what that particular area does. It's a spot where it's generating more land. It's creating new continents. So, mind you, it's kind of a little bit of a violent action or whatever, but that mid-Atlantic ridge definitely is building land all the time, at least in the Iceland area. And Iceland will continue to grow. It will be our next supercontinent. Don't you worry. What else? Shield volcano. Can you explain what that is? Okay. Shield. Well, actually, there's basically three types of volcanoes. Shield volcano is one of them, and I'm at a loss for words to even come up with the other two right now. And I have really, it's sorry, lost for words, caught me off guard. I'm gonna have to rethink that one, Lee. Oh boy. Give myself a real quick refresher. Yeah, I guess that's more or less what they call this one. It would be sort of a shield volcano, but because it has multiple fissures, I was just Googled it real quick here, just so you know. Because of the multiple fissures, I'm going to bite my tongue on calling it a shield volcano. I would have stuck with that had it only been the original cone or cones as we've seen before. But because it's grown into a different area now, it's going to be interesting to see what actually happens with it. For all we know, because this is a tectonic plate area, is that things are going to heat up and the entire valley basin is going to drop out and turn into lava. I don't know. We don't know. So that is a possibility, right? Other than that, it's kind of... yeah, Google is everyone's friend. But sometimes Google is wrong too. And there's many times where you Google something and go, no, that's not quite right. And it's kind of tough to try to correct it. Yes, John, I can show you that again. Let me see if I can bring that up. if it'll switch for me. Okay. I threw up the aerial shot here. So the camera location now, for this shot, like I said, I do not know if they actually moved it, but the RUV.IS camera was on the back side of the hill over here, okay, and and they were calling that cam 1, and then cam 2, which is the daily cam, was down here on the side of this hill somewhere in the smoke. So that was 2. So what's happening right now is we're looking from 1 on that screen there. We were looking from 1 over in this direction and looking at the fissure. So that's what we've seen. Now, it's a possibility that they moved the camera from where it was here to maybe over here somewhere, or somewhere closer. I don't know. The view has changed a little bit, so that may be where it is. But while I have this up, we'll just show you again where that fissure is actually located, and it's right along here where I'm making the red line, just on the west or top side. That's where that fissure is actually located, and we're seeing some action right about here, and we're seeing some action right about here, or well, maybe a little bit further over here. Okay, but that's the 2 flares that you've seen going up. So I'll clear that off and throw it back on the screen just so you can see the right one. So yeah, the one on the right is the bigger one, and the one on the left, and both of them, now that it's getting really dark, are really starting to show. And I'd almost say that they are definitely flaring up more, and it looks like we have a third contender in there, which is smoking just to the left of the right one, which is kind of new as well. So draw a hot dog to scale. No, this is not a hot dog drawing contest. Thank you. You get your own hot dogs, mister. Yes, it definitely is intensifying, and it looks like that flow has increased again, and that's all right. You can tell the size of the lava field. Well, I need to know the size of the lava field before I can draw a hot dog to scale. What do you think? Oh, it's a fantastic picture, though. I like it. So yeah, it's been a lot of activity, and I really did also like the scenes from this morning. Not just our aerial view, but hang on, where's that other video? You know, the fact that we did have our stuff come up the way it did is pretty cool. So yeah, so like looking at these, I really don't know which ones or what's flaring up right now in the dark, because I can't tell, and I didn't see what happened here. So Okay. Okay, thanks, uh, Leonard, if I'm pronouncing it right. Thank you for that update, that you see the bright red tint on the clouds above you. That's interesting. Are you getting any smoke from that in your direction as well? Because I wouldn't mind finding out. And hi, Scott P. and Lee Henson, Donald Holstein, Normad LS, Kim, Smoking Joking, Lisa Winter, and Tom. Hello to everyone, and very good evening. Glad you all came. So this is what the good stuff that's been happening. In addition to that, though, we also had a breach, if you will, or a spill of lava that came earlier from on the side of our Cam 2 view. And I'm going to re-show that because I did really enjoy watching that pour out. There we go. We'll put this one on. And this was definitely from earlier. So you guys will likely enjoy this. Let's see if we can get the right things turned on, and oh, that didn't work. There we go. All right. And this was actually from this morning. And you will actually see, if you pay attention to the right-hand side of the lava field, there it goes. And it starts gushing. It basically broke the lava dam and started pouring out. And I thought, man, that looks awesome. And as I had mentioned in yesterday's stream, I was concerned if there were any people down in the bottom. And yesterday we had seen, you see where that fella's standing, we had actually seen some people further down where he is. And he's going down there a little bit too, and not realizing that could be very toxic gas down there. But that lava just poured out of there, so that was one of the other things that I was looking at today, and I thought that was pretty cool when I seen that when I did my review earlier this morning. And too bad they didn't turn that camera a little bit, but it's pretty awesome to see that. So, and you know, at that point in time, when you were looking at our original two cones, they did not look overly active. A matter of fact, they did look like they slowed down a whole bunch. And something that this could actually cause is, if they slow down long enough, they will start to build up the cone again. And you will have a much taller volcano if they kind of back off on what they're doing, rather than spurting out so much. They'd actually be building the walls back up without having as much of flow. So anyway, just wanted to share that dam break there this morning. I thought it looked really cool to see all that lava pouring out of there like that. And yes, Lisa, British Columbia does have volcanoes, a whole bunch of them. And out of that whole bunch, most are basically dead. but I think there's about 13 or 14 that have potential. In other words, don't hold your breath. We could have something happen, but don't count on it. Anyway, getting back to the lava flow, I thought it was just really neat to see how quickly it poured out of there and basically broke that up. Now, it did solidify. I did look at the video later. Better view of the breach. Perhaps on which breach are you referring to? The fissure or the breach of lava, Barry? And I'm hoping it's the breach of lava, because if they had better footage on the other camera, I may go back and see if I can find that, because I do like the way this poured out. It looked really neat. So, but yeah, if you know of another source, please let me know. And I'm going to put us back to our volcano in action. So there's our new lava stream going into the lower valley portion. That was just a very small gully of sorts. This is going to fill up. I don't know. I'm going to say 2 or 3 days, and it'll be full. So it will start to have to pour out. I do think the spot down where it kind of cuts off and we can't see the lava flow, right at that point there, I think there's a little bit of a valley crevice off to the right-hand side. And that possibly will be where the spill point is into the original lava area, and then it's going to start filling up some more and probably reaching an equilibrium. Anyway, guys and gals, I did say originally I was only going to make this an hour-long video or hour-long stream. We're coming up on 1 hour and 54 minutes. I will let the stream run just a little bit more here, right to my 2-hour mark, and hopefully everybody's got enough out of it today here that they understand that it's doing some funky new things. And I think it really re-enthused the spirit, if you will, because watching the volcano every day, the same thing, gets a little bit mundane, and this is actually really exciting stuff. So to see both the breaches or lava dams overflowed, and seeing new fissures open up and actually create new cones is an absolute fantastic stuff. Yes, Donald Holstein, see you tomorrow, definitely. Have a good evening. And Donald, if I recall correctly, you're the German guy. Guten Abend. There you go. You're welcome, John Doe. Thanks, Barry. I appreciate that. I try to do a good job, but I do have trouble speaking because I don't work from a script. This is just all poured out of my head, right? So if I did scripted material, I'd be doing a lot better. Good night to you. You had a good night. Thanks, Lee. Appreciate that. Hope everybody had a good night. Oh, old Nick is there. Really cool. Okay. Thanks for popping in. I thank every one of you for stopping in. And if you haven't hit that like button yet, please do so. Also, if your subscribe button is still in a red color, please hit it, because that means it's a red alert and you need to subscribe. All right, guys. We're at 1 hour, 56 minutes and about 15 seconds. And I'm going to give my voice a rest because it is very hoarse. Please learn the new outflow, okay, layout of the lava. Well, of course I'm gonna be working on that, Lisa. I do need to know where it's going. I kind of have an idea of the lay of the land and the elevations, but it really, really does create a conundrum for us to figure out what is happening for right now. With the next few days are really going to be telltale, and we'll start speeding things up if the flow rates all stay, at the 5 meters per second from the original one, and then whatever is coming out of this. And again, because I don't know what's coming out yet, it's going to be interesting to see what they calculate the flow rates at, and if we have in fact two different areas that it's flowing into from these two new visible ejectors, as well as we see a third one developing just right of the, left of the right one, a smoker that's got a little bit of a spout on it, so that could build up as well. We'll see what happens. Hopefully by morning, Icelandic time, that'll shed a little bit more light on us and will allow us to see what's going on. Anyway, with that, everyone, I will bid you all a very good evening, a good day, or a good afternoon, or good morning, depending on where you are. And have yourselves a very, very relaxing day. Think about how beautiful this volcano is, and it's nature renewing the planet and creating some more land. The lucky Icelandic people will end up with a few more new lots that they can build on eventually. Anyway, take care all. Thank you all for coming, and all the likes and the subscriptions, and it really does all help out in the ratings. Good night, everyone. Bye for now.